Okay then, Raiders, we are back. We've got loads to go over today. So we've got the brand new December update 1.7.0, and this is going to be a lengthy video because there is a lot to go over, including a added skill tree reset functionality, the option to toggle aim down sights, wallets now show you cred soft caps, various festive items, and so much more, including a brand new skin pack in the store as a featured set that you guys can purchase. We've got loads to break into. So with that being said, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSupps, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers alike with the most effective and healthy energy drink option. And we've now got our own sugar-free tinned alternatives. Links in the description. Use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. And we're giving away a free copy of the game, or if you've already got it, we'll replace it with Raider tokens. If you want to get involved with that, it's very, very simple. Head down into the comment section and just put in a blue love heart for the Cold Snap update. We'll be announcing that one over on the Discord giveaway announcement sector and in the pinned messages of tomorrow's video, so make sure that you stay tuned to the channel. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what's happening right now inside of Ark Raiders. Now, there is a lot to go through inside of this update. We have got things such as balance changes. We have also got content and bug fixes, and including new skins inside of the store. So we're going to break this one down straight off the bat with a brand new set opening up in the store. As we can see right here, the rotation this time is in the featured items for a full set that you guys can now go ahead and purchase. This will be $15.99 inside of your relevant store, and this is going to be the set for the bone crown set. Now, this is absolutely awesome, and it's in the gameplay in the background. It looks phenomenal. It's got some cool horns on the top of it, and we've got 4 different color variations that you guys can cycle through. This may not be a bit of you, but it may also tantalize your Christmas festive feelings. This one is a pretty cool one. We also have the reliquary backpack, which looks pretty damn cool. We have got the drum backpack attachment, the braided bun hairstyle, which looks really, really clean. We've also got the deer skull little charm on the back, the painted mask on face, and we also get 2,400 Raider tokens for that one as well. Overall, a beautiful little set that you guys can grab for only $15.99 Great British Pounds is definitely worth taking a look into. As far as the rotation for the skins on their own, though, nothing seems to be in the store right now. It seems that that new set is exactly what we're working with. Moving forward from that, though, we also need to take a look at the new Flickering Flames event, which has now just gone live. And as you can see here on your main UI, if we go over to the left hand side, we can see that we have now got the new event for gathering candle berries. Now, this is obviously merit enabled. Essentially, just play the game and you will slowly unlock these, and you'll be able to get the candle berries inside of this event page as well. So make sure that you are diving in as much as possible, as it's going to enable you to be able to play through until you get to a point where you get the full skin right here, which is absolutely amazing. The high-tech, high covariant looks incredible. And we're also going to be able to get the space wrench on top of that at all. This is a very cool little tool which is going to be used for your brand new editing movement, where we can see right here that we've now got different Raider tools that we can now attach. Hopefully they start releasing these in the store and you guys can start running around with some really cool Raider tools. But yeah, overall, a nice little update indeed. On top of that, we have also got a very brand new project right here, which is called the Candlelight for Flickering Flames. Stage 1, you need to get your empty wine bottle, plastic parts, durable cloth, and candle berries. So make sure that you guys are playing through it, as you are going to be able to gain a load of merits for this, as well as some other cool stuff, such as firecrackers. There'll be loads more things inside of this event, and make sure you stay tuned to the channel, as we'll be releasing all of that as it comes out. Now, the cold snap condition is actually a condition. It may well mean that it may well actually be there after the game finishes this patch update. It may well be a standard rotation. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, at the point of recording, it's an hour away from the first cold snap introduction. So we'll be live later on today going through that, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as I think you will. But let's dive into the patch notes, as there is a lot to go over inside of here. The balance changes. The patina took a bit of a big one, as the dev note states that these changes aim to make the patina a bit less reliant on bringing a secondary weapon. The weapon should now be a bit more competent in PvP without tipping the scales too much. Data shows that this weapon is still the highest performing PvE weapon at its rarity, not counting the whole cracker. The durability should also feel more in line with other assault rifles. So they reduced the durability burn rate to 0.17 per shot rather than the 0.43 originally. They've also increased the base magazine by 2, and the reload time has been decreased by 0.5 seconds. So a very nice little movement for that indeed. The Rattler has also had a base magazine increased by 2 as well. The one thing that was a problem with the Rattler was the actual ammo in the magazine, so we'll see if them extra 2 make a bit of a difference. On top of that, we've also got some changes to the Shredder. The Shredder is an absolutely annoying thing, and I regret to tell you guys that it's about to get more annoying, as they have reduced the amount of knockback applied by weapons. This essentially increases the movement speed and the turning responsiveness, which means that this thing is going to be even faster than ever. They've also increased the health for the Shredder's head to prevent cases where its head could be shot off, leading to an unintended behavior. And they've also changed the navigation, so it reduces the factor of it getting stuck on corners, narrow spaces, and short obstacles. And finally, they have increased the speed at which the Shredder enters combat when taking damage, and the number of parts that the Shredder can have to individually be destroyed. Overall, they've essentially made this new Shredder an absolute bloody unit, and they are going to be making this thing a lot harder. Good luck for you guys going into Stellar Montis, going against these guys. In terms of content and bug fixes, though, we have got a new fix where the achievements are now enabled in the Epic Store, for those of you guys playing over there. They fixed a load of animations, including interactions that now end correctly when performing a dodge roll, and while holding items or deploying no longer causes arm twisting. Some really weird little fixes, but they also added more animations to character skins and equipment to make them feel more natural inside of the game. Overall, just a little bit of a quality of life change to make it feel a lot better. Moving on from that though, the Ark have also had some content and bug fixes as well. Other than a couple of little fixes on top, the Sentinel has had a fix where a bug was available, where the Sentinel laser did not reach the targeted player over greater distances, and the Surveyor has also had some changes as well, where they disabled vaulting onto Ark surveyors to prevent unintended launches when they are moving. They've also fixed an issue where bombardier projectiles could shoot through the matriarch shield from the outside. So overall, some really nice gain quality of life changes that we are definitely here for. Inside of the audio changes, they have changed actually quite a lot, where gas, stun, and impulse mines did not play their triggered sound on switch. They also have got some really weird ones in there, so they've also improved the directional sound for Ark enemies, and the one that got me the most was they've removed the unsettling quotation of "Mom" from Speranza Katina ambient sounds, essentially stating that there was a child missing maybe. So they've taken that one out and that no longer exists. They've also had a number of small audio bug fixes and a bit of polish on top of there as well. So it should make it a little bit more immersive, more so than what it actually was. Taking a look into the maps, they've made an array of changes there. They've fixed loads of issues where doors could appear closed for some players and open for others, lootable containers spawning outside of terrain and stuff like that. I'll leave the list on here, but essentially they fixed a load of issues with the actual map itself, meaning that some of the things that were now glitchable and problematic are no longer having those issues. But when we narrow down to individual maps, Dam Battlegrounds, they've moved the matriarch spawn point in Dam Battlegrounds to an area that better plays to her strengths, not to yours, which is actually hilarious, the fact that that's even the case. Spaceport, they've adjusted the locked room protection area in container storage and Spaceport to not affect players outside of the room, and they've made some changes on Blue Gate. This is the highest changed map on here, where locked gate map conditions can now be added. So we've now got that back into play, which is absolutely incredible. They've improved a load of stuff and fixed a load of things, including they've added pops and visual cues to the final camp at the quest, a first foothold, to make objective locations easier to find. Overall, these are actually just like nice little increased changes, and I think that the biggest one is from Stellar Montis, where they've increased some item and blueprint spawn rates inside of Stellar Montis, which I have played 2 games before recording this, and I can say that I've received blueprints out of my back end. We managed to come out of one game which was about 15 minutes long with 2 new blueprints, so make sure you go ahead and check the game out with that one. Some breachable containers on Stellar Montis no longer drop rubber ducks when using a little extra skill, and adjusted window glass clarity in Stellar Montis to improve the visibility as well, because people were getting caught offhand with that one. Next up, the big one ones. These are some of the biggest changes that we've seen inside of the game. They've had obviously some crash fixes, including the AMD crashes, which for some of you guys will be really helpful on PC, but they've added skill tree reset functionality in exchange for 2,000 coins per skill point. Now, that doesn't mean that you guys are going to be able to reset skill points for just an individual skill. What it essentially means is you can see at the bottom, it says to reset skill tree, and you have to pay 118,000 coins for my case to be able to confirm and reset all of them and then redo it after that point. It will allocate all of your token points so that you can go ahead and reset your skill tree. Overall, a nice little motion, and I'm glad that they've actually done that. I think that it's a really key factor to the game, and since some people didn't really want the security breach after they nerfed it, it's nice that you can now go ahead and change that. They've also now got that your wallet now shows your cred soft cap at 800. They decided to implement a cap so that players won't be able to fully unlock new raider decks by accumulating credit, and added more items to Shini's store for purchasing using credits. They believe that the raider deck offer a rewarding experience to enjoy while players engage in the game, and a large credit wallet undermines this goal. Now, if you already have a large raider token credit wallet, then you are obviously still going to have that, and it's going to overflow massively by thousands if that's what you've got. But once they are gone, they are going to be going up to the 800 cap, meaning that you can't actually earn any more until you've spent those ones. On top of that, we've also obviously already told you guys about the tool customization, which is great. And they've made a load of other changes, including fixes, which are absolutely incredible because there are a lot of textures and meshes that were broken, and they've now obviously fixed that as well. The depth of field amount is now scaled correctly, and so much more. Now, at this point in the video, we are literally only halfway through these patch notes, so we are just going to give you guys the broad over perspective of the biggest parts that you need to know. Other than that, I'll make sure I leave the patch notes down in the description below for you guys to check out. But they have now, part of the UI, actually added a toggle option for aim down sights. Now, this will be a lot more helpful for those of you guys on PC than it will be on PlayStation, obviously, because being able to toggle it in and out will be a lot more helpful, that's for sure. And they've also added a new cinematic graphics setting to enhance the visuals for high-end PCs if you guys also want to go ahead and do that. Now, on top of those, we've also got an array of UI changes and fixes, including a crash which show profile from player info on Xbox. Now, you can see why it is I'm not going to read out all of those, because this is probably the biggest patch I think this game has ever seen. It is absolutely ginormous, and a lot of them are just some fixes that you guys may not be too bothered about. Again, if you want to check it out, the link's in the description. But some of the bigger key factors are that there were some really big in-game changes. They've increased the loot value for epic key card rooms to better reflect their rarity, which for me personally is absolutely incredible. It's one of the best decisions that they've made, because those key cards became quite irrelevant. They've also expanded the blueprint spawn locations to improve ability for the areas that were sort of like underrepresented, so you weren't able to actually find many blueprints. You can now find so much more. Trust me, so much more. Now, the Aphelion blueprint drop has now been moved from the Matriarch to Stella Montis itself, so you can just go ahead and get that at any point without having to do the Matriarch overall. And keys will no longer be removed from the safe pocket when using the unload backpack. They are some of the biggest changes inside of it. Now, in the weapons, there were some changes that were quite nice. The lighter arc can now push back slightly when struck with a melee attack, and they fixed an issue where stowed weapons would no longer appear on the first spawn. And the big ones that they've got, aiming down sights now resumes if it was interrupted while the aim button is being held, like after reloading or a stun or something along those lines. And they fixed an exploit that allows a shotgun to bypass an intended fire cooldown, so we can no longer hot swap in with that shotgun and utilize that as like a drill. It no longer works. They've also fixed a load of quests that you guys can see on screen, and they've added unique quest items to the unexpected initiative quest on top of that. And there were some known issues that they still have inside of the game that they are still working on. As to why that's the case, I have no idea, but they have done so much inside of this patch update that it is absolutely mental, and a massive kudos to everything that they've done with this. It is probably one of the biggest updates in a game that I've seen in a very long time, and for me personally, it's been absolutely incredible. I don't want to run this one too freaking long and waffle you guys up with just useless information, so they are the primary points of this new patch update. Hopefully you have enjoyed the video. If you have, please do hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, and we are going to be live today testing out everything inside of this new event and going into the new Cold Snap maps. Thanks again for watching, guys. Appreciate all of your faces, and as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.